Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. We're over here at the Wither Farm and I've been AFKing over here looking for skulls, and I thought I'd remind you guys that this project isn't finished yet. But check this out, we made a little friend. Whoa! This little guy's been hanging out here looking at me for ages now. I noticed him when I logged in today. I've done a lot of AFKing. I'd say about 12 or more hours while I've been doing other things. I've been leaving the game running. My sound is off at the moment, so let's turn that back up. There we go, we can hear the farm is being used. And I'm a little bit concerned that this may not be working how it once was. So let's get our armor equipped here. And we're going to have to kill this guy. Is he actually tracking me? He might not be aggressive. He might just be hanging out here. And I don't know how he got here as well, but we'll soon find out. And all of these are the wrong way around, aren't they? To how I like them. So yeah, I got 3 wither skulls from my first attempt. I died up here, which is really frustrating. Sometimes when you stand still in the game, your hunger meter goes down. This time, I got about 6 hours done, and it didn't go down at all. So, what's up with you? You're just hanging out here, aren't you? Oh, I thought he was aggressive all that time. What he done is he ran into the edge of the chest, and so because he's sort of slightly inside that block, it kind of confuses their AI. And they think that they're inside a block. So I took up 5 of these guys, or was it 4 with me? And it looks like only 3 of them have made it out. That's fair enough. But let's go and see how many skulls we got in total, because it feels like we're getting less from this than we did before. So 11 in there. That's actually really good. And on this side 5. Okay, so it is doing alright. And we've got a load of items here we need to chuck away. Maybe I just had a bad first run, that was probably it. Anyway, let's get these wolves put away, and let's head back over to our base. There's 4 of them, it was 4 or 5 in total I sent up there, so they seem to be alright. The tails are a little bit lower, we should feed them and heal them up. But yeah, I'm going to put them back in their pens, and then we're going to head back over to the base. So there is also a ton of magma creams to be had here. I've forgotten about this, been a long time since I checked that, so loads of that, a little bit of gold as well. And before we do leave, I just wanted to mention, I did say that this thing wasn't finished yet, and I thought I'd go over what it is we need to do. I feel like, hi, where did you spawn? There shouldn't be anywhere for these guys to spawn. Yeah, I feel like where we're working on our new base, we should come over here from time to time and continue working on this, just because it really has been so long and we want to finish this thing off. So let's talk about what there is to do. We've got to build the tracks to get between here and there without any pigmen spawning on. Got no ideas for that whatsoever. We need to remove this entire nether fortress, do some more half slabbing in the area, and then build the tunnel that leads over here. And also we need to get rid of that as well, Darude Skullstorm. We're changing the name to Witherfall, I know, and some of you comment often about how you like or dislike that I've given some of the names Fall on the end. It just kind of works out for the 3 farms that we've done. So on the previous server we did Guardfall, and then we did Rainbow Fall recently, and this one's going to be called Witherfall. And then after that there will be no more Fall farms, we'll just have the 3. But it's a lot of work to be done, and I think what I'm going to do is start live streaming over here. I've really been enjoying live streaming lately. In fact, I really do enjoy it. I love it. Each evening rolls around where we do one, and yeah, I just have a great time, and it seems like you guys too. So I'm looking forward to that, and I feel like maybe we should make this a live stream project to get all of this removed and to build the tunnel as well. And then that way we'll finally finish it, because this thing is technically not finished, as I've said. Anyway, let's head over to the base. We've got a couple of things to do over there, and I'll see you when we arrive. Oh man, I just love this place. Every time I look around at the mountains, I'm like, this is going to be epic one day. We're going to build so much stuff above and below ground. It's going to be awesome. And our little collection of chests here is growing. I really need to start moving that stuff down into the storage area and organising that. But before we do that, if you remember a couple of episodes ago, we built the little sugarcane farm over here. And we had a little bit of a problem. And I asked you guys for some help. And I got a lot of feedback on this. A lot of people sent designs, tons and tons of tweets. And it was really fun to read through them all, actually. It's been a while since something like that had happened. And this design that we have right here was made by Mr. Anime Gaming on Twitter. And of all the designs I was sent, I noticed that they started off relatively complex. And as I read through more and more, some simpler and simpler designs came along. And then this one appeared, using the fence gate instead of a piston. So what you can do with the hitbox of this is hold back the minecart chest on this slope right here. So it doesn't need to be powered, because this is holding it back, but it's a slope, so it will roll off when this thing opens. and then that means you can detect it because it's on the detector rail, and then when it reaches a signal strength of 2, it's going to open this. So the first signal strength is when it has a single item in, so let's put that thing down. You can see this is holding it back. There's already sugarcane in there, and I don't know how many it is, but after a certain amount, you know, a stack or 2, it's going to open the second one. It's going to drop down like that, and off it goes. Except this thing would then close, would it not? Interesting. And then it stopped there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that or not. Shouldn't it go along a little bit further? It's because this thing has become unpowered. Oh, it appears that this design might have a flaw. I need to double check that and make sure I'm not being silly here. Is it because it was my fault? It was my fault. I forgot something important. That is always supposed to be powered, and it's not powered by the redstone here. Also, when you put the minecart chest on this thing, it's going to power the rail next to it anyway, which is interesting. But let's just put it over here. Oh, why did you slow down? How odd. Yep, and then it goes up into the correct position. So this thing would receive some power, then it would unpower, and then it would come back, and it would hold it here until it got more items. So that's our solution, and now we can move on from this thing. What I'd like to do today is work on some of the plant life around this building, because we have no bushes or anything like that, and we've learnt our lesson. Those things are going to make this look so much nicer. So what I'd like to do is start putting in some bushes around the outside, sort of working a path at the top here, and also put down some little flower gardens or something like that. I've got an idea for this, and it will make more sense when I build it. So I'm going to grab some things and we'll start working on this. So I kind of feel like I may not know what I'm doing here. You know, working with this yellow, it's quite a bright texture, and then all of our greens are kind of moody, and this building is kind of quite out of place for its environment. But as we go around here, I've come across a couple of cool things. So first of all, I think the spruce leaves look really good, but you can also chuck vines on them, and the vines make them fit in with the grass around here a lot better. Just look at that, like the difference between the spruce there and then the spruce with the vines on. And if you chuck them down on the front, it helps them kind of merge a little bit more with the landscape as well, which is nice, you know, with the dirt next to it. So I've gone around here and placed down a few things. These spruce saplings, or sorry, dark oak saplings, are really good because you can actually put them down on their own and they won't grow, because they have to be in a group of 4 to grow. So there's some tricks you can do with other saplings where, you know, you hide them underneath some blocks so they'll never grow into a tree. But these ones, you can put them wherever you like and they won't grow. So they're really cool, actually. I like that. So I've thrown a few of those down, and then as you can see, some long grass, regular grass around here, and lighting underneath carpets. And I was thinking about doing a bit of a lawn, but I think I'd actually like this to be quite overrun looking. And let's just throw down a jungle bush in there as well. Actually, that goes really well with the glass. There it is again. Why can I never say grass? It's always glass or grass. But I'm not going to overdo this. I think it looks alright as it is. But what I do think it needs is a little bit of a border. So I've been thinking about this area down here. The plan was to have grass going around and then slabs and then whatever you have on the other side. And at the front here I tried to make a little bit of a transition for a path, but then I realised I don't know what I want my path to be out of, or made out of, and I don't know what height I want it to be at either, because we've got these slabs which make it all kind of yellow as it curves down. So I've been trying to think of where we can start, and it feels like around here what I'd like to do is put in some quartz at this height right here, and then make it so the land height on the outside is this height right here, which means there's going to be a little bit of a drop for our path. So what we'll do is we'll make this thing steeper as it comes down to where the path wow will be. I'm struggling with words today, big time. It happens sometimes. But what I also thought would be cool is to have a little bit of a border around this building with some sort of stone brick wall. So if we come to this sort of height right here, or distance even, and just start placing down a wall sort of in line with this thing. So we go up by 4, we'll probably go up a 5th block as well, and these things are in the way. So we have a little bit of a border. We can put some details on this, maybe break it up with some andesite blocks. They actually go really well with these stone bricks if done right. So let's have a look. What are we at? We're at the corner. That's perfect. Okay, so if we just pop up here, then we could have this come up to this height, and then if we dig away everything down there at this height right here, then we can build a little bit of a border, and I think that might look good, or it might look really bad. So let's take a step back. I think it's going to look alright. We're going to need some plant life around here. We don't want it to be such a big wall. Maybe in places at the front here it'd look good, if the wall's a little bit bigger, so that feels kind of raised up because it's already higher. But on this side, I feel like maybe the land should come up a little bit more, so there would only be a half slab gap, something like that. Yeah, that's probably going to work. We'll make it work. Let's get rid of some more of this. I think this can work. It looks alright. So we're going to put quartz slabs around the outside here, and then we're going to start working on a path and prettying up all of this. But I think that's the way we're going to go. So we're going to have like a big box of stone blocks around the outside of this, or stone slabs, and then on the inside it can be a little bit overgrown with some bushes and stuff like that, which I actually think will look really good. So all of this right here will get leveled up to this kind of height on the inside. So I ain't gonna lie, I have no idea what I'm doing right here. At least I'm having fun. I'm enjoying like trying out a few things here. And if you're wondering why there's all this dirt in the road, it's just because I broke down a whole bunch of quartz. But the deal is, I am going to download, and by the time you're watching this video, I would have been back from download, because I was looking at my schedule and I was thinking, man, like even when I get back, I can't just get straight into it. I'm going to be absolutely exhausted. I have done a lot of festivals and I know what's going to happen, and I'm going to come back and be absolutely exhausted from, you know, a weekend of walking around watching bands and screaming and cheering on the bands, if you know what I mean. And yeah, my voice is going to be destroyed, so I figured it would be a good idea to record some videos for when I'm back as well. And I thought, hey, we'd hop on here and we'd make some flower beds. The thing is, what I had in my mind isn't coming across, or at least I'm not finding an easy place to put it down here, and that's because I didn't really have a plan for this area. It's been spontaneous, so I figured what I would do is actually just build these for you and show exactly what I had in mind. So I saw this, I do believe, on Spumwax server. An image got shared of some flower beds in an area where you could walk through, and I don't know if this is going to be big enough. I can feel like already it's not, so let me prepare the area here a little bit more. Okay, so here's our two flower beds. They are not positioned with any thought at all, but what they did in these flower beds I thought looked so good, was to put in flowers going diagonally. And I'm pretty sure theirs were bigger than this. So a whole bunch of flowers like this. And it doesn't really look as impressive. It doesn't look nowhere near as impressive. Maybe they filled out like the entire thing. You see, I'm going by memory here. I really wish I'd saved that picture now. I think I saw it on Twitter, and it was really inspirational. I thought, hey, when we do our base, we'll put down some flower beds with diagonal flowers like that, and I don't think that works. Maybe what they did was alternate between different ones, or maybe just filled the entire thing in. So what if we go like this? I don't feel like anything magical is happening right now. No, that doesn't really like say much to me either. So what if we fill in the entire thing? Every single block has a flower. It's probably not going to look that impressive as well. There's probably something more to it. And I don't know, that doesn't look so bad, but it would probably make more sense when there's more buildings around and paths that actually lead somewhere. What I need is a path block. We need something that we're going to use. I feel like this grass isn't the right block, and I also don't want to go with these materials. These are just going to match this area. Maybe some podzol or something like that, except we can't grow podzol, can we? We would always have to harvest it, which would be quite tedious. So yeah, I just don't know what to do at this moment, but these flower beds, they are not how I pictured it. I'll see if I can find that image again. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here, but it looked really good in the screenshot, and it's probably because there are a load of paths around it and stuff like that. And is it me? Oh, I can. Okay, I'm just talking louder than I can hear. I thought my sound had turned off for a second. Oh man, I came into today's episode without a plan at all, but I was really in the mood for some building, and you need both. You need to know what you're going to do, and you need the inspiration. So you can make your own opinion on this. I wouldn't be surprised if later on I change this stuff. This is possibly what the path could be to get around the areas between the different buildings, and it's really strange how it mixes with this quartz on this side. And I just don't know what to make of it at the moment. I half like it, I half feel like it could be something better, and I'm just not in the zone for this, which is fine. As I explained though, like you know, I needed to record a video for when I get back from download, because I'm going to be too exhausted to keep up with the 2 a week that we do. And I think what I'll do now is just finish tidying up all of this border around here, all of these bushes, this little area, which I haven't actually finished, and then we can kind of double take and see where we're at with this. And I got an idea for something we can do which will be useful. Also, this little overhang here is ridiculous. We're not going to use this ravine for anything. I've seen a few requests for like half slabbing it and stuff like that. But we're not going to do anything like that. What I think we could do that would be useful is to prepare some of our storage area again. So I'll finish this and show you it when it's done. Let's go around. Oh, why does it do that? If you're sort of in the space or near the space of a slab, it won't let you place it sometimes. Nope, and now it's going to let me, isn't it? What about that? Yep, okay. I don't know, but you saw it happening there. So if we go back round to this side, what we can do that's useful is mark out the entrances and what we're going to do with the rest of this area down below. Because this isn't finished, and I had a comment saying that they thought that this ladder right here wasn't very great, and that amused me slightly. That should be obvious that that's temporary, but it might not be, so that's alright. What we want to do is have an entrance on this side that goes up to the top and an entrance on the other one that does something similar. However, these are also going to be staircases as well. I want them to go down, so maybe we have something 3 wide to go up in the middle, 3 wide to go down on either side, something like that, and then it will loop round down to the next floor. And then in these corner areas, that's where we're going to put our mass storage units or something like that, so we'll have 4 of those. And maybe we can dig out the area, clear it out a little bit, do a bit of test designing. You know, I'd rather do this stuff in creative first, as always, because building is so much quicker and easier, and you can try so many different things. But we can clear that out as well and get a good idea for what it's going to look like. And then I think what we'll probably do is have like a portal building over this side at the entrance and a portal building at the opposite side as well. So this has a really good feel to it. Remember, we have the speed 2 beacons, that's kind of adjusting our field of view, but as we sprint down into here, it really opens up the entire room and looks absolutely awesome. So that's where that's probably going to go. And then on either side we could put a little staircase that leads down and around like this. And I was thinking maybe we want to do something with like slime blocks, piston elevators, something along those lines, some sort of contraption for easy travelling. But maybe that will come later on. I really do like this idea of having the staircase at either end. And one thing that I want to point out is that with this being 3 wide, it kind of ends here. So you probably want to put a border to the side of it, and we've got this 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, and it's off by 1. Actually, it's probably off by 2 because you want a border on the side, but we're going to avoid that whole OCD thing. It would have meant that we would have a nice even panel in the middle here to work with, because we're probably going to put our mass storage somewhere right here. I don't know, I'll figure it out. We can always change the shape of the room a little bit as well, and I think that's going to look good, but I just wanted to put that in and see what it looks like. And then I remembered something else that I wanted to do. So I've done the rest of this wall, by the way, going all the way around. It's not terribly interesting, but it's done. And yeah, I got a suggestion in the comments saying that we should add like a window or something that extends over here at the front, because the way it goes sideways on top looks a little bit odd. And I kind of agree, that could actually work really well, and I do have a bit more time, so we could give it a shot. And I think we'll do something really simple. We'll extend this out from the middle, that stone trim at the top coming out, you know, build pretty much the same like this that we've got here on the front, and then just see if it adds anything to this. So I'm yet to step back from this, but I feel like it's promising, although today has certainly been a day of me not really knowing what I'm doing. Let's get rid of all of this and then have a quick look. There we go, that should be enough of that gone. Let's take a step back, and I actually think that does help it. It does look a little bit odd, got to admit, but it really makes that roof at the front feel right, because it's got more of that entrance feel. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to keep that. Doesn't look so bad. I might change, I think I might change the dark wood there. It looks out of place. You see on the side it's got more room to do its thing, I think. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does look out of place. But on the front there I'm going to change that and maybe tweak 1 or 2 more things. So I made a couple of subtle changes. It looks a tiny bit better. And we haven't actually done too much this episode. It's taken a bit of a while to do what we've done. I just don't know how I feel about this at the moment. I much prefer working with a plan. But there you go, a little bit of an unplanned episode. And I had fun doing it, so I hope you had fun watching as well. And yeah, feel free to leave some feedback down there in the comment box below. It'd be interesting to know what you'll think about what we're doing so far in this area. But that is it from me this episode of Hermitcraft. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.